Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a really good day. Today, it is time for our Red review. Let's see what kind of trending discussions are going on over there. See what the community is talking about this week. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. All right, up first, we have a post by Pop Tart Pancake. They said characters that you're pretty sure will never appear in the game, but you'd like to see anyway. Oh, this is a good post. We're usually like talking about characters we would love to see in the game, but I do think there are a lot of Disney characters we probably won't get in the game. Let's see what they said. Pretty much what the title says. My vote is for Jose and Panchito from the Three Caballeros. My mom absolutely loves them, and I want Donald to reunite with his old friends. They did appear in the newer DuckTales series, and in 2018 they had a mini-series, so it's not like Disney has forgotten they existed, but I don't think it's likely they'll be added. The thing about it is, it's not if Disney has forgotten about it, it's if Gameloft has. So I think a lot of people they think that this is a Disney game. It's not. It's a Gameloft game. They just, are probably paying for the license and, just the ability to create a Disney game, some sort of partnership, but I don't believe Disney has any say in like what characters are coming or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it's Gameloft has to come to them, about certain IPs and things like that. So, yeah, definitely. I don't know if Gameloft, it seems like Gameloft has really done their research when it comes to, Disney stuff. Like even when it comes to the parks, like there's so much like niche furniture items that Gameloft actually brings to the game, which is really awesome. Shoot, just this week we got the Moroccan like pavilion fountain from the theme park added into the game. So I would, never say never when it comes to characters, but I agree we probably won't get these characters added into the game. It would be very cool, very interesting, but again, you just never know. Let's see what the rest of the community over here says. We got Enigma Boom, or Enigmatic Boom, that said, I want Chip and Dale. This is actually a highly requested duo that I see talked about quite often. Over like the past 2 years, I repeatedly see players wanting Chip and Dale. I actually think Chip and Dale would be more likely to come to the game rather than some other characters. So I would hold out. You never know. Probably not this year, probably not next year, but maybe a couple years down the road. We got Ladder Share that said, seeing Woody and Buzz in the game made me want Jessie to come next. I actually could see Jessie coming to the game, yeah, and I think that she will. She's another one of those characters, if we ever end up getting another update for Toy Story, I think Jessie would be in there. You know who they should also add in here with her? They should add her in here and Bullseye. But they should also add Stinky Pete in here as a villain. He didn't really get much screen time in Toy Story 2, and I cannot stand Stinky Pete. But I think he would be another, he would probably be someone to take over as like the most disliked in the valley past the Mother Gothel. Oh, now I've been saying this for a long time. I want to see Max, Goofy's son. I believe Goofy needs a son in the valley, and I think that one day it could happen. Max is definitely a very niche character, but I don't know. I'm sure most of us grew up watching a Goofy movie, and Max was just cool. He could bring some like really cool items in the Star Path as well, or friendship rewards and things like that. So I'm hoping so. I see Max probably could someday, but as someone mentioned down here, I'd also love to see Pete. I don't know if they would ever add Pete into the game. And then here's another group that it will probably never come to the game. This person said this bunch. The Brave Little Toaster characters. They're small and they could. We have like tiny characters as well. But yeah, I don't know how much storyline we could really get with them. And then we got the bears here. I think from Brother Bear, right? I could be wrong. The last time I watched this movie was when we did map testing in school, and that was back in like 8th grade, which was a long time for me. So I think that was the name of the film, Brother Bear. But yeah, those, like, we never really see any demand for these characters. I feel like they could add them, if anything, they could reskin Sully a little bit. They already have created the fur textures, but we probably won't ever see them. And then lastly, Pluto. I don't think we're ever going to see Pluto either. But at the same time, you got to remember, I bet, a year ago, none of us thought that they would ever bring Oswald to the game. And then look, we have Oswald. He fits in perfectly. So again, I would say never. It's just some of these characters may be on the back burner for a while, and you may have to wait a couple years before they bring them to the Valley. All right, next topic. Posted just 13 hours ago, and with almost 400 upvotes, which is a lot. I don't know if you guys frequent the Reddit thread over here for Dreamlight Valley. This is getting some traction really fast. So Grimshade Mystic said, DreamSnaps, call me lazy, but I've totally stopped caring about DreamSnap submissions. I used to spend hours making sure every detail was on point and matched the theme perfectly. But over time, I realized I was putting in all this effort just to win a tiny handful of moonstones. Now, I just throw stuff down wherever I can and call it a day. That is wild. Man, DreamSnaps has been what's saving my wallet, my money. They give us actually so many moonstones. Even getting 1,500 moonstones a week can net you like a free item in the premium shop. So if you do it every week, man, it adds up. I don't know about you guys, I just can't be missing out on moonstones like that. I definitely don't go around picking up my moonstone chests and looking for them, but yeah, they give us a good amount of moonstones for doing a dream snap. Now I could definitely see why some users, well, apparently a lot of players, have stopped doing dream snaps. It can be a lot of work. Here's how I used to do it. So I used to spend 6 to 8 hours back in the day, and I used to get not very many moonstones. So what I did, instead of like quitting, I just completely changed how I did dream snaps. I tried to learn what would work, what wouldn't work. And I have videos on this, and I know a lot of other content creators have some dream snap guides. So if you're feeling that, you should definitely check it out. But now my builds usually take me less than 30 minutes, maybe an hour if it starts raining, to set up. So I personally always think that's worth it to at least try to get 2,500 moonstones. 4,000 is definitely ideal. So yeah, if you really like the game and you like doing dream snaps and you want moonstones, I would spend less time. I wouldn't keep spending hours. I would do some research and see kind of what works. And the thing about dream snaps is it can definitely get discouraging though. If you get really invested, say you do spend 5 hours on a dream snap, it looks good, and then results come in and you just don't get the results that you feel like it deserved. And there are some true robberies too, so that can definitely be discouraging. And also, we've been doing like dream snaps for over 80 weeks, and I can definitely see it getting tiring, but the incentive there is just too good for me, which is the moonstones. And then they said, and when it comes to voting, I just click whatever. Half the time, it feels like no one else is trying. Am I the only one who's over it? I'm just tired of pouring in time and creativity only to lose to someone who turned their dream snap into a chaotic, glowing hoarder's paradise. All right, so I'll start off by saying I feel like you should always play the game how you want. So if somebody wants to just, vote chaotically and just with no order, just voting randomly, I guess that's, that's them. It's their game. Now, do I think it's right? I personally could not vote that way because I would feel bad. Like I would feel like I was robbing someone of their hard work. So for example, say you come across a furniture decor challenge stream snap and you have a submission where someone did, do what this user was doing. They spent the hours, the tons, like 5+ hours on a dream snap. And then someone comes in there and votes for the picture of like a selfie mode on decor, looking at the ground, just in the plaza, and that right there, like this kind of just voting and picking whatever is probably what could have happened to you up here and why you now feel discouraged. So voting just randomly is what is creating this endless cycle of players getting discouraged. If anything, I feel like we should come together and actually focus more on our voting and start voting for those players that, you can really appreciate their time and their effort that they invested into it. So I don't know. Always, I guess, play the game you want, but it's, you know, it's things like that, decisions like this. I just click whatever that is causing, you know, the same problem that you encountered. So I'll just leave it at that. Now, if you guys would like me to make a video of how you can do a really great dream snap in a short amount of time, like less than an hour, maybe closer to 30 minutes, I can definitely do that. I can make a video to give you some pointers, some tips. That way you don't have to invest that time and you could potentially get yourself at least a good amount of moonstones every single week. Now, I did actually put up a poll the other day, a few days ago, with 2,000 votes. I asked, what do you do when you're out of skips while voting? So we had 25% that said they vote on something even if it's off theme. So we have back out and go back in. So if you're out of skips and you come across 2 submissions that have absolutely nothing to do with the theme, right? And it's just a picture of, say, like the ground. You would normally skip that because obviously it might have been just a picture done for the Star Path challenge or something like that, or it's just a picture of a rock wall, you know. 51% said that they would back out and go back in, and then 21% said stop voting completely. So I guess, you know, it could discourage people from voting, but only 2% said spam voting, which is just randomly clicking, you know, a lot. So I don't think a big portion of the community is doing this, which is nice. So it looks like either they still vote for something or players just like back out and go back in. I made this post because I was just really curious about how voting goes and how people vote when they are playing Dreamlight Valley. All right, next post we got from Beauty721. They said, I wish there was more incentive to voting for Dream Snaps. I love doing the Dream Snaps, but I do wish there was more incentive to vote. Like, we can get 50 moonstones for voting, but what if instead of just once a week, it was daily? Then we'd have more people voting and not just the base 10 votes for these moonstones. You know, I really agree with this too. I think it would be nice if we could get 50 moonstones a week or a day per day if you go in there and vote. And see, I don't think that would be giving us too many moonstones where Gameloft's just going to go, you know, bankrupt from the game. The only downside to this is and more voting could also encourage more spam voting, you know. So every day someone's like, oh, I just need to quickly get my 50 moonstones and just spam on pictures. So it's really hard, you know, it's a hard balance. They said, I feel like they need to do something to encourage voting. I'm glad they added the option to do some skips too. That's helpful for the entries that don't really follow the theme at all. So yeah, I think they're just gonna have to keep fine-tuning it as the years go by. But I agree. It would be nice to get some extra moonstones per day. All right, we got Aggravating Touch 724 that said, I just remembered why I stopped my Star Path 2 weeks ago. So I took a break from doing the Star Path for 2 weeks. Then the Lucky You event happened. I was just doing that all week. So now the Lucky You event is over. I decided I should start my Star Path again. After seeing what duties I had, I remember why I wanted to take a break. I'm not the biggest fan of Dreamlight duties. I usually get lucky and complete them through natural progression, etc., like friendship quests, other Star Path duties. I guess if you look at it, I'm kind of lucky. Now I can just do them all in one shot. Oh my gosh, are there really that many? So this right here, these duties are my least favorite to do every Star Path. It's something I wish they would get rid of, which, I mean, it really encourages you to go out and get your Dreamlight. But yeah, the fact that you have 6 of them stacked up, I mean, it is awesome because now you can just do them all at the same time and complete 6 at the same time. It's really nice to be able to stack these up, but actually doing them is not very fun. Now, granted, it's not going to take you very long, probably less than 30 minutes to do 15 of the royal duties. So I don't know. Lots of upvotes, 664 on this. I just can't believe that many got stacked up in one Star Path. All right, I had to include this. Love would be too much. It said right to jail. You are kidnapping a baby, right to jail. You are stealing the baby's powers, right to jail. Hold her hostage in a tower, jail. Abusing her, jail. You're gaslighting her into believing she is your daughter, right to jail. I don't think a baby napper should be allowed to roam free in my valley, so I did something about it. They got 880 or 843 upvotes. You straight up just gave her a bed, a sink, and the worst toilet in the game, the Monster Inc. toilet. And then you have a little trash can. At least she still has access to her house, though. But yeah, she has done some pretty terrible stuff, you know, now that I think about it. Oh, poor Mother Gothel. Yep. I mean, I like how you gave her the worst of the fence too. This like raggedy one. And we're gonna end this on a positive post here. We got Human Typo 1 that said, "Best husband ever. I stayed up until 2ish last night trying to get clovers. So I slept in today, woke up to find my husband played for me and found enough for a whole cauldron." Oh, isn't that the sweetest? By the way, why are they calling it a cauldron instead of pot of gold? You know, I'd be calling it a cauldron too. I mean, it's the gold is inside a cauldron, right? But that's a very, very sweet post. And that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely some interesting posts this week. But let me know any of your thoughts down below. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.